reveal the truth.
You know, I was sitting here thinking someone else is going to click that button, but no, that's me. I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, remember that government that every day when you wake up that gives you the breath and that beats your heart? You remember that government? Well, they told me what today's date is, and I'm going to repeat it exactly how they told me. It's February 13th. It's a Friday, 2026. Oh my gosh, everybody, it's Friday the 13th. Oh, my panties are on fire. I'm going to die. Let's go back to the Friday the 13th original story. That's what we'll do here. We go to the original story. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The original story was the Pope at the time had gone into a conspiracy with the French king to then kill their debtors so they no longer have debt. And because the Knights Templars were the men who had no structures, had no formal organization, and they would give their profits to the elderly and the poor, which meant that they were no longer under the thumb of the government. Now, when these kings, these bloodlines, these emperors, these czars, these presidents, these prime ministers would need to borrow money, they borrowed from the Knights Templar. See, they didn't have the fiat currency called the Rothschild One World Federal Reserve banking system. And so when you go back through the whole thing, you really get to realizing that this whole thing has actually been going on since the 1300s. See, this little system that you live under, this little thing that you have to bend the knee to, this little thing that you're in, is actually started back in the 1300s. A lot of people are like, well, no, Jim, you're wrong there. That's not right. And I'm like, no, I know what I'm talking about here, and I'm saying that this whole thing is absolutely how we got started. It's not gold standard, silver standard, petroleum dollar, World War I, World War II. It's not any of that. It's not what we're talking about. We're saying that the conspiracy that you live under honestly started back in the 1300s, the beginning of the 1300s. So when the crown, now listen, guys, when the crown of the king was placed on the head of the bloodline of that country by the church, because God ordained the king through his bloodline. Guys, we didn't stop bloodline stuff. You know that, right? Meghan Markle, they're all there. You know the Queen of England was German, right? Austrian. She wasn't, you know that, right? That she's not English. I'm more English than the English king right now. Yeah, that's a thing. Jim Price is more English than the guy called the King of England. But hey, don't get all judgy on me. I'm just the messenger here. So when I look around, hey, Edward, good to see you. Bundy Cobb, man, what's up? What? Hey, Courtney Allen, good to see you. So, yeah, we're going into Friday the 13th, but it's like it's just Friday the 13th, and it's not a bad day. It's just a day in remembrance that we should be thinking about those that fell. Because what happened on Friday the 13th, the edict, the order, the command went out that all Knights Templars in every kingdom that the Catholic Church had a contact in would then go out and execute every single Knights Templar on sight without trial, without question. So there was military patrols sent out, and then they captured De La May. Yes, De La May was a Frenchman. Well, France was super in debt because the old Frenchy Presidente, the old prince, the king of French, was a big party girl, and he liked White Claws and going out on the weekends and getting the boat out. So the problem is he needed some boat money, got to get some gas money, and got to get some beers and some White Claws and make sure the tunes are on for the weekend. He had a birthday coming up, and the Knights Templar said, no, dude, we're not giving you any more credit. Hey, Lisa Fernander, how are you? So again, this is where we have to know, and I'm giving you paraphrase versions of this. You can go look up this story very easily. It's not something that's hidden. It's actually very easily to find, but you have to know to ask the right questions, right? You have to know to ask the right questions. Not fear that there's a black cat in your way or that there's a ladder in your way and you have to walk under it. The reason it is unlucky to walk under a ladder because the chances are that something might fall off the ladder. Because people on ladders are doing things, and they might drop those things. Hello? How about carrying a rake through the house? Well, yeah, we don't want you carrying a rake through the house because you might knock off Nana's knick-knack thingies on the shelf. Duh. I mean, these are the kind of things, guys, I just look at why we worry about these things. And by the way, if you understand, and I've actually had to learn this myself, that black cats aren't black. They're just brown. Did you know that? Yeah, I got 2 black cats in my house, and I will tell you they're black cats with one that's got a little white tuft here on its chest right between its front legs. But I will tell you, you get them in the sun, and they look brown. Yeah, so... Philip Martin, what's up, Australia? What's up? What's up, boop? What's up, buddy? Have missed you, Philly. I'm glad you are here, sir. Thank you so much for being a part of the show and hanging out with us. I do appreciate your kindness and your friendship. Ed, say hi to Philly. He's not been here in a while, and the guys will tell you Phil is doing a good job down under, where the toilet spins in the other direction. That's not his fault, but we do blame Phil for that. So, well, you know, we're like the government here. We're here to help. You know, it's what we're here. We're here to help you, buddy. Don't worry about that. We're gonna help you. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. Now. I just kind of ran down that's just the general knowledge I've got thrown in my head. I could research a little more of it going down through there, and I don't want to, so I'm not going to. But we do have some words of the day, and today is the name of the episode for today is They Lie. Now, guys, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Okay, listen, I don't know. Must be more tranches or more files of Epstein being released like every Friday or something. I'm not keeping up with it. But we all of a sudden, now listen, guys, we've all said 4, 6, 8, 10 years ago that a lot of these people were creeps and they needed to be taken down. We felt that they were, felonious, this and that, and we had that feeling. 10 years ago, we had it. 15 years ago, we had it. 20 years ago, I had it anyway. But somewhere around that 2016, 2017, we started hearing about fake news. And I knew about fake news because I experienced it myself when they wrote articles about me and saying I was dealing drugs to kids. I lived that life, guys, in 2016. I know that life. I know what that's like. 2018, sorry. But the point of it is that I see all these things going on, and I'm watching this happen, but then I see this whole fall of the cabal, this little YouTube video that everybody's sending around, and I will say, I was blown away, but I knew the stories. I knew the trafficking. I knew the pay systems. I understood the fiat currency. I was already in there. I was all the way in that. And in fact, in 2014, and maybe it was 2013, I did a big deep dive on the Federal Reserve. And I had gone into a whole thing on that whole deal and realized how bad it was. And then I got into the 13th Amendment, and I got into the immigration, and I was like, what in the world? And maybe that's why in 2016 I finally decided to run for office in a real way. I really did it for real. Like I was going to do it for real this time. So, Philly says Australia is a sewer. Well, God dang it. It's not good. Well, anyway, so let's get to what they lied about. Let me give you something that just happened just today. That used to be like an old thing when I was a kid where there was a breaking news on NBC. It's supposed to be like a telegraph coming in. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem will be in Phoenix, Arizona, the heart of Maricopa County, today to reportedly discuss election security as the Trump administration fights the state for voter data. You mean Katie, Cootie, Tootie, Swooty Pooty, Weirdo, Katie may not be the governor of Maricopa or a county or Arizona? You what? So and by the way, guys, if you win Maricopa County, you win the state. It's just that's how the Arizona is. There is a there's a big population in Flagstaff and Prescott and Payson, and there's some in Sedona, and there's over at anyway, you know what I'm saying. But and Tucson's got a big population. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to win, you win Maricopa County. And I will tell you right now, Maricopa County also has the cartel there. And they have been doing money laundering through house purchases for a long, long time. My friend Liz has been on this show, and she got kicked out of the legislature in Arizona for reporting it on the legislation floor. But she was right. They kicked her out of the legislature for saying that. Anyway, according to the executive order signed March 25, the Department of Homeland Security is in coordination with the DOJ administrator shall review each state's publicly available voter registration list and available records concerning voter list maintenance activities as required by 52 U.S.C. 20507. That's right. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Also, alongside federal immigration databases, state record requests, including thorough subpoena where necessary and authorized by law for consistency with federal requirements. Whew. Do you guys know what PayPal has never done? PayPal has never lost any money. They have always been able to recover all fraud money, and they have never lost any transaction. Who is the PayPal Mafia? Does anybody know? Do you guys know the PayPal Mafia? What we got here? Welcome and hello, Karen Walker. Karen Walker's here. What? She says, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up there, Karen Walker? Hey, y'all. Donald Folsom. Donald. Holy crap, man. Where have you been? Donnie, have you been listening to other shows, and have you been going behind our back and listening to other information? Have you been receiving your friendship and family cohesion from other groups of people than the Jim Price Show? Donald, do you want to tell us the truth? Do you want to come clean on what you've been doing and where you've been and why you haven't been here? Huh? I mean, I was in ICU for the first 6 days of this year. What were you guys doing? Anyway, see what's that? What's that? Thank you, Jim Price, and for all the prayers. Appreciate that. Absolutely, Karen, you deserve it. And Karen, I do under cars. See, Donald, this is very vague, buddy. Here at the Jim Price Show, we only deal in facts, and this is under cars doesn't mean anything to us. Karen Walker, I do hope that you are able to do a full recovery. I had my own 7 fractures and a punctured lung this year, so join the club, I suppose, Karen. I don't know if you wanted to, but I do appreciate your pain, and I hope that you have a great recovery. By the way, red light heals soft tissue. Red light meaning fluorescent tube red light, or blue light, which is a tanning bed or sunlight, will mend your bones. So, Karen, think about this. Red light does soft tissue repair. Blue light or tanning beds do bone repair. That's why I go to a red light bed for 20 minutes Monday through Thursday, and then I do 12 minutes of tanning for the bone repair, Monday through Thursday. Yes, that's what I do. I've been doing it for 5 years, and I'm not dead, and I'm not dying. I don't have cancer. So stop it. Why is it that I have potential spam calls only after 4 o'clock? What is the deal? It has been almost every day this week, and it's a different number every time. I got to remember to turn my ringer off. But by the way, I have the good, bad, and the you guys know that's the good, bad, and the ugly, right? Pretty good little movie. Blondie. Come on, Blondie. Let's go, Blondie. That's a big statement that's said in there a lot. I'm on red light bed. Well, there you go, Karen. Good job. Soft tissue repair. And then my daughter's own wellness center. Oh, well, Karen, look at you being all advanced. Donald said, okay, Donald, I'm not getting a real good track on Donald's answer for why he's been absent or what he's been doing or the people he's been seeing outside of us. So, guys, as a family of Here the Jim Price Show, I don't know what Donald's doing, but we are going to try to get him a little more accountable here. Donald first says he's under cars. That's very vague. Seems like it's some kind of message that maybe he's in danger. Maybe he needs to blink, and then we'll know that we need to save him. Then he goes, I visited. I don't. Okay. Again, Donnie. We gotta grasp something here, buddy. And then that was it. I don't know what happened to him after that. So I guess it just nothing happened. Nothing matters. Courtney Allen says, I've been using red light on my abdomen to help the scars. Courtney Allen, Lugol's iodine, potassium iodine directly on the wound. Any scars, any type of scrapes you have, put Lugol's iodine directly on them, and the scars will be minimal to nothing. I have a inch by inch scar that should be right here in the palm of my hand. Me and the dog were in the backyard playing around, and I super glued it shut. The meat was like, it was like the corner was pulled out. And I pushed it back in. I super glued it shut and then put Lugol's iodine, and in 2 weeks it looked just like that. You guys can't, there's no bumps, there's no lumps, there's no nothing. And there's a little bit of it in the skin. There's a little spot right there, but there's nothing in the muscle tissue. The thumb is completely normal. See, I was going to do something dumb. They're like, see, it works real good. No, but it does. But anyway, Lugol's iodine on any scars. Make sure that goes on. And also castor oil, girls. Castor oil and then DMSO. I don't know if you guys know what DMSO Direct. I'll put that in the comments real quick. DMSO Direct. Direct to Cootie Boo. Boy, I sure hope one of these days I learn how to spell. I'm not very good at it. DMSO Direct. Get the DMSO with the aloe in it. Aloe is a anti-inflammatory, but the DMSO will help heal the fascia, and it will also detoxify those areas and then also allow for healing and blood flow. Especially in the dermis area, when you want to heal that, the DMSO is good for that. Do not get it in any open wounds. It will sting. But DMSO is an amazing, 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 amazing product. And I don't know if I said amazing once in there or not, but I want to make sure you guys understand it's an amazing product. DMSOdirect.com. I don't have an affiliate with them, and then go to pipingrock.com for your Lugol's iodine. Donald says, Real America's Voice ambassador promoting as activist. Sorry, Donnie. Whew. Golly, he just threw the gauntlet down. He has been doing some shit. Real America's Voice ambassador. Good job, man. I didn't realize that you were filling that role. So congratulations on that. And if there's anything I can do to help you, or participate in anything, or if they want to sell my mushroom line, sillygnome.com, authentic, true mushroom tinctures that are vacuum released and bioavailable in the mouth. So if they need a product line or something to sell for their show that makes a very good profit for them, they can go ahead. I say very good. I mean, they don't have to do anything, and they make good money at it. But anyway, the product itself is amazing, and I have had a lot of great stuff. We're getting ready to go into a VA program with So the VA, and then it is the Department of Health, DHS, and one other. Oh, the Department of War. Those three agencies are going to be using my mushrooms in a PTSD study going forward. So we're waiting on that to get approval. We're still waiting. It's government, guys. Supposed to happen last September. Supposed to happen in January. Supposed to happen in March now, so we'll figure it out here soon. I have a question. What do you recommend taking to detox from the pain pills? Does that stay in the system? Holy shit, yes. Painkillers. I've had very big memory losses to me, and nobody probably noticed them. I've had them on the show here a couple times. I've had them here and there. There's been things I've had to really think about to remember. Any type of painkiller or anesthesia is horrible for the brain. So a couple different things I would do is I would get on diatomaceous earth, bentonite clay, and get yourself some boron, okay? Those three things, but then also, I know this sounds a little bit weird, but this is a thing that creatine, 20 grams or 20 milligrams, whatever the dosage is, that's usually like 5 grams a day. Whatever it is, it should be 20. But that will help put energy into the brain. But also my lion's mane. The lion's mane would be super beneficial for that memory loss issue or other type of cognitive issues from painkillers and anesthesia. Anesthesia sits in the brain. It's really, really weird, guys, but you got to get heavy metal detoxes going. You want to get the bentonite clay, the diatomaceous earth. You want to get the boron, okay? And you want to take these you want to take the diatomaceous earth one day, bentonite clay the next. Half a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. Then take the boron capsule, single boron only. Don't get triple action. Don't get it with a blend. And by the way, guys, if you are taking a vitamin that is a multivitamin of any kind, a vitamin complex, stop taking them. Do not take complexes. Do not take blends. There is all kinds of research and evidence that when you do these big blends like this, especially when it's got like 20 items in it, it is not good for you. It does not end up being, a lot of the things are counteractive to each other. It's just a big waste. It's not as beneficial as it seems like it should be. It should be horrible. It should be great. It should be super beneficial, but like anything in the beginning and some things, yes, there may be blends out there that are absolutely amazing, but there's so many of them that are just no good. So anyway, get yourself a boron, diatomaceous earth, bentonite clay, get those going. And also sodium bicarbonate is just a real good detoxer as well and helps the pH. So good stuff out there. Good to see you, Terrence Williams. So wonderful product offer. Thank you for that, Donna. I do appreciate it. Probably micrograms. Yeah, I don't know, Philly, on it. I can't remember what it was offhand. I'll have to look back. But if it says 5 mgs, 5 Gs, or 5 mcgs, move it to 20. That's it. I know it sounds, you're going to 4 times the dose, but the first 15 of it is going to be absorbed by the muscle, and the last 5 of it's going to finally go to the brain. So good stuff. Good to see you, Brenda. Thank you so much for being here. Good comments, by the way. Good stuff. And thank you for that, Courtney, bringing up good conversations. All right, so let's get back to Arizona real quick. And by the way, guys, I did see the pallet of ballots that were printed in Arizona by then Attorney General, who owned a printing company, but then his chicken farm burnt down. Guys, I'm not making this up. This is the weirdest shit ever. But I saw the pictures of the pallets that were shipped from Arizona that were pre-filled out to the Georgia election. Yeah, that Georgia special election, and then there was that Georgia, those 300,000 ballots they still needed to count. Remember that? Remember that? There was this little report, there's 300,000 ballots to still count. Yeah, they were waiting for them to show up because they were shipping them from Phoenix to Atlanta. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's cool stuff. I've been off work since the surgery, 2 weeks now, but I'll grab it, the shrooms and the offer stuff, the other stuff. Good. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great. All right. So, I got to try to work on this English language thing. How am I doing on English, guys? You think I'm doing pretty good? I mean, it's my first language, and I'm just, yeah. I've only been doing it for 54 years, so eventually I will try to get better. I'm really, maybe I need to take a class. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays and Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes. By the way, if there's ever a person that is just like, of the people, that's where I'm at. Anyway, Adrian Fontes. Yeah. And then Chris Mays, no love lost there, have pushed back against the federal government's attempt to secure the Arizona's election and filed a lawsuit against the administration last April, the Gateway Pundit reported. Maricopa County was at the center of the election scrutiny following the stolen 2020 election and the 22 election, where 60% of the voting machines failed on election day. Kristi Noem's visit also comes just weeks after the FBI executed a search warrant on Fulton County, Georgia. What? You mean Georgia and Arizona got some ties? Like there might be the same kind of cheat in Georgia as there was in Arizona? You guys are silly. You guys are so silly. Okay, so just the news. John Solomon on Thursday reported that he believes there will be another Georgia-like event in Arizona. What? Oh, yeah. Keep an eye on Arizona. He said she's down there for a reason, and I think my reporting suggests there will be some sort of important election integrity event tomorrow. So, yeah, I do see this as coming, and Maricopa County Board of Supervisors also held a private emergency meeting on Thursday to receive legal advice regarding new information received the morning of February 12th, 2026. What was it? State Senator Jack Hoffman on Thursday teased a major breakthrough in Arizona's election, saying he's been in contact with the Department of Homeland Security for the last 72 hours. Well, golly, man, you're just keeping us hanging. I can't wait for you to tell me. All right, stay tuned, America. He said nothing. He's like, yeah, so he said that's it. Stay tuned, America. The corrupt Maricopa County Board of Supervisors and their election department are all in full panic. The Board of Supervisors, past, present, are corrupt to the core. Yeah, well, I get it, man. I do. I understand. Oh, what is this? Edward's throwing some Spanish around. He's going, si, Senor Benito. I don't understand why he's going the other way on us. What are you doing, Ed? Are you being inclusive and doing bilingual now? You know, if you're going to go out on the range like that and just go off reservation, you got to tell a guy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. All right. Better each day. Well, Courtney Allen, that is true. And, oh, wait. Philly says, how many decades is it going to take for people to grow a spine and stand up? Well, hey, Phil, whoa. People do not want to be wrong. And that's where you're wrong. See, you're wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm always right. I'm right. And you cannot tell me that I'm wrong. I'm not going to tell myself I'm wrong. And you can't tell me I'm wrong because you're wrong. That, Philly, if you wanted to know why it is that we are where we are and all that good shit, that's it. It's all ego. I cannot be honest to myself. I cannot be honest with myself. I cannot be honest inwardly. So outwardly, I have to be dishonest as well. That's it. That's it, Phil. And literally, that's your salvation. I don't want to make it sound like I know. I mean, I don't think I've got every single bit of the whole, life thing tattooed and glued and screwed or whatever you call it. I will tell you that I do believe that the more authentic, the more honest you are with yourself, the more true you are to yourself, the more you are in tune with your Creator and you are closer to what they consider to be Christ-like, which puts you at a point where you don't have to worry about sinning because you are being honest, and those things that you're honest about don't put you in jeopardy of sinning or being a bad person. Do you see how that all works out? Authenticity keeps you walking on the straight and narrow because you're not just wherever the wind's blowing. You're not just being pushed around by whatever trend it is. Josephine's here. What's up, Josie? Josie, I tell you what, I don't know why I like a good name, Josie. Like, the outlaw Josie Wells, but I do like a Josephine. Josephine's great. God dang, what a good name. All right. Anyway, I guess I do. I mean, names are cool. Don, old. I'm just kidding you. Anyway, guys, this whole thing with Arizona, with Georgia, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, and yes, Illinois has an S at the end of it. And if you say it's Illinois, I'm going to say it's Indiana's, because if an S at the end of Illinois makes an A sound, I'm going to say that the S or you see what I'm saying there? The A at the end of Indiana is an S. So it's Indiana's, not Indiana. I don't know. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we make our states and why do we make some words some things so complicated? Just asking for a friend. Hey, don't get judgy. Just asking. So Donald says, to thine own self be true. Well, absolutely. Why not? Why not just why don't you just be you? Not weirdo you trying to get yourself attention. See, that's where I think people think that's like, that's where they're like, well, I'm being authentically me. I have blue hair and a nose ring and I'm so great. And I'm, no. Because when you become authentic, when you become genuinely you, you don't need to put blue hair on so people notice you. You like the idea of what comes out of your head as the natural color of you, and you enjoy that, and you lean into that, and you like the wrinkles, and you like the imperfections, and you like the little broken finger you got. You like you. Because these are experiences that make you who you are. And so when you see the people like, I am being the best me, I have worked on me, I'm so great, and then they got like studs in their face and tattoos all around their fingers and their hair's all different colors. Guys, I just quit. I don't have long hair. I just quit cutting my hair. My hair is all basically the same length. I just quit cutting it. I don't have a hairstyle. I have hair. I use castor oil every day on my hair. I take care of it because it's an extension of me. But I don't have hair for the attention. I have hair because I don't cut it. Because I do see the wisdom in the examples of what you see in the Bible where Samson was able to see the weakest point of a building and kill more Pharisees in his final moment, which is really telling you that how important it is for you to not always looking around, being so busy out here, but actually slow down and you can feel, you can observe the world around you. There's a nerve to every hair on your body. The hair on your big toe. I have hair. I think I have a hair on my pinky toe, if I remember right. I think at least in my ring toe, I have hair on that one. But I got hair on the top of my foot. I got hair on my legs. I got hair, right? Obviously. I got new hair. By the way, that's C60, guys. I got new hair coming in on the old beachfront here. I got hair coming down here. I got hairs that are coming in down in this area. C60, man. But every hair has a nerve connected to it. Why do we keep cutting all these hairs off of our body? Men never cut their hair, ladies and gentlemen, until World War I. Prove me wrong. Go back and look at your grandpies. Go look at Grandpa and Geepa, and go look at Ma, and look at Ta-Pa, and Deepa-Doo and Doopa-Doo. They all had long hair. George Washington had long hair. He kept it in a braid, a Norwegian-style braid. This was normal. We only started shaving men's face because in the military it was necessary because they were using chlorine gas and fluoride gas, nerve gas. Chlorine and fluoride are nerve gases. They're neural toxins. They were using those in World War I. So to be able to seal the gas mask on the soldiers, they had them shaving their head and their face. And so it became a standard practice to shave your head going into basic training so that you were ready for war. But we've all missed the narrative. We all think Friday the 13th has to do with some horrible day. It was a horrible day for us, the people, we the people. We had a true Knights Templar looking out for us and holding back those kings and queens and the bishops and cardinals and the popes of the day. My hair is going back to when I was a kid, when it was all white. My hair was clear. It was golden. It was translucent. You couldn't hardly see where the hairline on my head started because my hair is so light. Even up here, you can't see all the hair on these laser cameras. You can't see it like you should because the hair is too see-through. That's one of the problems I have with having these laser cameras. They're really bad for me because my hair doesn't show up. It's just part of the deal. But what I'm pointing out to you guys is that we need to know why we do what we do and why we've been doing it. We've been allowing and putting up with so much shit for so long. I don't understand why it is that we are not over here just pissed. Because we know that we're being used and abused by people that really have no authority other than what you have bothered to give them. Hey, Julie Sharping, what's going on? What color does everyone think Jim's hair should be? Should color his hair. Oh, what, I should color my hair? Shit. Oh, I don't know. I used to use light blonde. I used to use light blonde because it was the only thing that made my hairline show up. But then I didn't want people thinking I was coloring my hair and I wasn't authentic. I actually grind against myself too, guys. You know, I could put a little light blonde in here by whatever it is, whatever men's hair color, and put a little color in my hair. But, I don't give two shits, man. I don't give two shits. I don't care anymore. This is who I am. This is what I look like. We have gone away from who we are and what we are only because we have been gotten so good. Think about the things that we have actually changed in our life because we've gotten really good at killing each other. We've got really good at killing each other. We have small little ice crystals. We can shoot 20 to 30 feet across a room and touch your skin with a heart attack gun, and you will die within 2 weeks of a heart attack. And we had that in the 50s. Just a little ice crystal. Guys, we have weapons that will make your mind melt. Literally. You will lose consciousness. There's all kinds of stuff about it. It's actually really horrible. Bright red. Bundy Cobb wants me to go bright red. I don't think it's going to happen there, Bundy. But, guys, listen. When you get out of ego and you really do work in that space, when you disassociate your ego, when you move your ego aside and you work on just being authentically you, when you get into that space, when you really do get there, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you think, well, I've been working on ego, I know it. Guys, listen, when you get on the other side of ego and you learn and then you see others and then it's like a language. It's a vibe. But when you get over there, you don't need the attention. You don't need the blue hair. You don't need the nose rings. You don't need the look at the things out here so you don't see the real me. Because you don't mind people seeing the real you. Hey, this is what I look like. Ta-da! I'm naked. There's nothing about my body that I give two shits about whether you see it or not. Seriously. And that's the way we all should be. But that's okay. I'm there. But there's a lot of people that just heard that and they literally started to panic for no reason except for the fact that I said it about myself. And it's not pornographic. That's the problem with this, is that this is where they've got us all on this hamster wheel of weirdoism that we can't figure out which way is up. Because at one time, they're telling us to look at Shakira with her booty hanging out and her boobs all out. But then they're telling us that don't look at that because you're sexualizing women. But then they tell women to dress this way, but then tell the women to tell the men not to look at them because they want to look pretty without a man looking at them the way that they're sexualizing them, but they look sexy. But the men aren't supposed to look at them because they're sexy, because that's... But the very first sin, God said, why are you wearing clothes? Why did you cover yourself? Don't do that. And yet Adam chose to anyway. And he continued on. And then Queen Elizabeth doubled down on the Protestant movement and said the more clothes you wear, the more royal you are. And we're still living in the shadows of that decision still today. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. See, the sad part of this is that we have a lot of people out here who don't realize that this all gets easier when you just get it out in front. All right, let's get back to some news here. I got it going on some other stuff. I apologize. A little pontificating on my day. Got a little bit of soapbox going there. I don't know which one I want to do. Okay, this was what I was going to talk about. Remember Jeffy? We call him Jeffy. It's Jeffee. Jeffy. Because I'm tired of calling him Jeffrey, and I'm tired of saying Epstein, so I'm calling him Jeffy from now. Why is it that we're just now, and this was what I was in the very beginning of the show, why is it that 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, whatever it was, when a lot of you guys started figuring some of this out, maybe 4 years ago, some of you guys were 2, some of you guys are 1. We have known about this. The Q posts have been out there. We've known about all this stuff. Why is it the CEOs, why is it that the Duke of England or whatever his name that was on Epstein's Island a bunch and blah, 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 why is that guy just now getting moved out of the royal houses today? Guys, we've known about this for almost 10 years if we're going to just go on the Q calendar of things, right? Are you guys with me on this? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? But there are now this whole, the CEO of Salman Ahmed bin Salman resigns. So the Sultan Ahmed bin, the DP World CEO, DP World, Sultan, so he's a Sultan, Hamad bin Salami resigns from the DOJ after DOJ forced to unredact his name. So after the DOJ was forced to unredact his name, he's just now. But here's the thing, guys. This guy wasn't like, oh, hey, man, I need some, tickets to the Met. I want to meet Hillary because I just think she's sexy. This guy was making, food and doing a lot of interacting with this guy. A lot. About torture videos and some other things. And my point is, why are we just now doing that? Why are we just now seeing the resignations when we have had this conversation while Trump was president? And guys, listen, if you think Trump is a dummy, oh, well, you guys want the Epstein files? I thought that we were done with all that shit. Oh, you guys still talking about that? Do you think Trump said that on accident? Do you think he was caught off guard? I mean, listen, guys, you guys are playing the wrong side of the fence with me on this one. You guys are over on the libtard side if you're going to say that. Because Trump was, remember the perfect phone call. Trump was right. Okay, I'm really wondering about Steve Bannon and the Epstein emails. Oh, Steve Bannon was, he's CIA. Guys, he's actually a CIA officer. He's worked for the CIA for decades. Him and Trump have worked on stings and done all kinds of operations together. Don't go. But Steve Bannon is CIA. I needed that drink of water. I was really like parched there. No. Steve Bannon is CIA. That's why Steve Bannon seems so weird. Like his coat's always kind of undone and his hair's kind of this, but he's kind of had access to a lot of different places and he's been in a lot of right places because he's had the money and he's had the connections and they had the introductions and he hung out with Jeff and he was coaching Jeff. Did you see that in the emails where he was coaching Jeff? Well, maybe you shouldn't do that. Or maybe, hey, but Jeff was coaching him back too. Hey, when you do that interview on CNN, because on an MSNBC you were this or that, and when you go over to this other, hey, do it differently. They were coaching back and forth. But see, Jeffy was CIA. Jeffy was Mossad. Jeffy was also Austrian. Jeffy is also doily, one of those guys like this. So my point is that this guy, Jeffy, was already all in. He was recruited by Bill Barr's father. I think he was recruited to get into the confident informant, the CIA, CI portion of it. I think he chose not to go in, but to be an operative, to be freelance. And I think he got used to it. He got used to the power. He got used to the money. And he was very, very effective because he knew the math. And he had already had that in with the government. He got in with Bill Barr. He knew how to walk around. He knew how to be that guy. And his voice was up here. I don't know if you guys know what Jeffy sounds like, but he sounds like he's a little light in the floofas for me. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I thought he had a little more bass in his voice for some reason. I'm not going to try to talk like this all of a sudden. But anyway, so Steve Bannon, CIA operative. I think that Jeffy. I think Jeffy was a mercenary. I think he was controlled by lots of different agencies. Sorry, something was like really itching there all of a sudden. I don't know what it was. I think he was controlled by a lot of entities because they had the dirt on him. They know what he was doing and how he was honeypotting, right? Because they wanted him to honeypot. They wanted to get the opportunities. He wanted that. This is what they wanted. Mossad wanted. This is what Germany wanted. This is Mossad, Germany, okay, Europe, and America. They were all paying this dude. And he was taking their money. No wonder he was a billionaire. And then the Rothschilds are giving him another $25 million a month or a year or something on top of it. Just $25 million for doing Rothschild shit, I guess. Good. Yeah, a lot of great comments today, guys. Good job on all that. He looks down while feeling his intelligence. I know. Yeah, Donald, you're right on that. He goes, love how Bannon smirks when he looks down, feeling like his intelligence side. And that's, again, these guys have these. Yeah. Anyway, you guys gotta watch the body language. People will tell you a lot. I have always, like, anybody, like even Roger Stone. I think somewhere along the line, Roger Stone got an immunity deal or knew something somewhere or told on the right person, got a friendship deal. I think there's a lot of those things going on. And, hey, good for those people. I'd like to have all my life back. I'd like to have my shit back. But I was promised to get all my things back and my property back and still waiting. Since 2018, still waiting on my property. So we're at 8 years. I'm sure they're storing my shit for me, or they've already sold it or impound, whatever the hell they do with it. Probably all just put it in their pockets and walked away because that's what cops do. Anyway, hey, not my words, theirs. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for me, I think, today. This world is a great place. When you step back and you quit giving them authority over you. When you become authentic and you become more you and you become more honest about yourself inside of you, there's nothing that's an authority over you. If they come to my door right now and it's the attorney general from Wisconsin who now tells people that, oh, it's okay to take money from this and that, and oh, well, it doesn't matter, or lying about what he was saying in it, his own transcripts were being read to him and he said those were a lie. So if the attorney general for states like that, they act like that, but yet I got a cop that shows up to my house and I have to represent and go in with that and be okay with that, this is where, guys, this whole thing, we've got to get better. We've got to get better. Do I give the authority to the guy with a badge and a gun, but yet he gets his authority or he gets his paperwork from a guy who believes that lying about what he said in his own transcripts is okay while under oath? But then if I lie to a cop, that's a felony. But they lie to us as a 1/3 of their training, and that's okay. See, this is the part of this all grinds with me, right? So this is why we got to work on us. So if they come to my door and they want to jail me, they want to put a bullet in my head, they want to do whatever, that makes them the jailer, that makes them the killer. I will always be who I am and what I am, and I will always talk about your liberty and freedom, the ability for you to think how you want and for you to move your body freely in freedom. Liberty, freedom of thought, freedom of the body, that's freedom. Liberty and freedom. Guys, that's what we're here for. We're here to get better and be better people, make sure this country is going to be an amazing thing going into the future. If we continue to talk about it and we continue to build on it now, it will always be that way, but we can never forget what we've had to deal with. We can never forget about the Spanish flu. We can never forget about COVID. We can never forget about 9/11, not because of the terrorists, but because of what our government did. We can't forget about Pearl Harbor, how they let that happen. We can't forget about Korea or Vietnam. These things cannot be forgotten about because it's essential, because once you can hold them accountable, then they have no authority over you. And that's where freedom and liberty really begin. Because when you have freedom and liberty, the authority does not bother you. You don't give in to it unless you want to, unless you feel that there's a necessity for that. Now, granted, I don't want to be killed. I don't want to be executed. I don't want to be ran down. I don't want to be in jail. But I'm not going to lie to you about what I see. I'm going to tell the truth about what my government has done and can do better. And even if they're almost at 99% perfection, even if they're at 99% perfection, I'm going to ask for the other 1% because I don't want any type of backsliding. I don't want them to start going back. And that's our job. But we've got to be good too. We got to get our stuff right and get inside here. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be about it for me. It's been great seeing you. I do have on Monday, remember, I do have Renee Good's father on the show on Monday. Renee Good's father will be on the show on Monday. He says he has a story to tell, and I'm going to give it to him. I'm not going to press him. I'm not going to push him. I may ask a question or two about her radicalization, but I do not plan to be harmful to him. I hope to hear his side of the story and what he wants to say. So, guys, please tell other listeners that we will have Renee Good's father on the show live Monday, 4 p.m. Central. He is scheduled to be on as far as the last communications we've had over the last couple of days. So Renee Good's father will be on. That was a lady who was shot after trying to run over a Border Patrol agent with her Honda Pilot. And anyway, so that's going to be happening on Monday. All right, guys, it's been good seeing you. Friday the 13th, hey? No big deal. It's about keeping an eye on your government. That's what Friday the 13th is about keeping an eye on your government. All right, guys, remember the 10% we do for our neighbor, community, city, county, state, the federal government. The more you do for them, the less they have to do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. The world will be a far, far better place. That's called authenticity. Remember, hold the line, hold fast. Do not give up. Do not give in. We'll win. I promise. I make promise I can't keep. Guys, you've always been the answer out there. Remember that Constitution, that big old piece of hemp paper? Well, that limits the government. That's for them to watch. That's for them to obey. That's for them to mind, because we are the owners of our country, and they are our public servants, and they are beholden to us, and they don't have prosecutable immunity, but yet they do. I don't see where that's possible. Anyway, guys, well, that's our job to hold them accountable. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It's good seeing everybody. Great, great comments. Woohoo! What do we do for each other, man? Reach out and be good. Remember, guys, May 22nd, we do have our float trip coming up. May 22nd, we're doing a float trip in Knoll, Missouri. Knoll, Missouri, 3 nights, $150 for 3 nights and a float trip. Guys, please get a hold of me. We are going to be putting an Eventbrite out there so you can get on and be able to pay for it through the Eventbrite portal. And I'm going to have to put $4,000 down in the next couple days because I want to reserve that last cabin for us. And so we can have at least 50 people in that cabin. So that's why it works out. So I'm trying to make sure that we also have some money for some barbecue and maybe some steaks. So, guys, Missouri is probably one of the freest. I think it's in the top 1 or 2 freest states in America. I'm telling you guys, you're going to love Missouri. If you're not from that area, figure it out. But it's south of Springfield, Missouri. You could fly into Kansas City. You can fly into Oklahoma City. You can fly into Wichita. These are all 3- and 4-hour drives. You can fly into Wichita. You can drive down with me if you guys want to. But, guys, show up. Be there. We're going to have, if you want to get more information, if I haven't put the Eventbrite out, message me personally. Message Ed, and he'll get it out there to you as well. And Lisa Fernander, she wants me to give her a call, so we'll get that done. Thank you so much for that. Ed, can you text me her number on that comment? And then we need to hide that so nobody can see her number. Anyway, guys, remember, guys, you are the answer, and it's always been you. If you guys want to be a part of the planning and those kind of things with the float trip, get a hold of me because I cannot do it all on my own, and I would love to have some help. Julie D is helping right now. Looks like Ann Zell, she may be helping as well. And I know Edward Quinn, he is working on it as well. All right, guys, that's about it for me. I'm going to get out of here. I'm Jim Price at Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out there. I'll see you guys.